Hello and welcome to this reading. Today we are going to be doing a reading for a journal prompt. So if you are ready, you can grab your journal, grab your pen, and we are asking for our guides, angels, and ancestors of the collective to please provide their protection, their healing, their love, their support, and asking for the divine creator, great spirit, to please bring only messages of the highest and greatest good for everyone that's watching this video. So we're going to start off with some emotions that we are being asked to reflect upon. So at this time, once again, calling upon our guides, angels, and ancestors, asking for some clarity, some guidance, some wisdom around what emotions the collective is currently working on. What are we being asked to reflect upon, to overcome? Thank you. We're going to do 3. Do 2 more. Okay. So we have success, envy, and peace. Success says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. So let's write those 3 words down in your journal: success, envy, and peace. With the word success, how do you feel about it right now? Do you feel like the energy of success is present in your life? Do you feel like you are attaining that success in your work life, in your personal life, in your relationships, in your creative projects? Where do you feel the success? And where are you feeling envy? The next word is envy. Envy is saying, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So taking some time to write down maybe some things that you have been envious of when you observe other people, when you are in situations where you feel like you wish you were in that situation where you had that abundance or you had that opportunity. And how can you really allow yourself to identify those feelings of envy and see how this is actually helping you magnify the energy that you want to call in. So out of the things that you are writing that you feel envious of others, where in your life do you want to plant that seed? Is it in your personal relationship? Is it in your work? Is it in your friendships? So allowing yourself to sit with those feelings of envy. And the last one we have is peace. Peace is saying, I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Also releasing the envy, releasing the negative energy, because the negative emotions that we're feeling are the charge that is helping us move forward in our momentum. So taking some time to write down where in your life you currently feel peace, what areas in your life you want to bring in more peace, where do you feel like you could be bringing in more peace. And let's do 2 more oracle cards. So once again, asking our guides, angels, and ancestors to please provide some guidance, some wisdom, some clarity for today's journal practice. So what are some things, some questions that you would like for us to ask today? Okay. Do one more. Thank you. Oh, hold on, I dropped it. Okay. So the first card we have is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. And Im Rama, where are you being called to journey to? Okay, so my next question for you is, write down, what new ideas do you have? What has been inspiring you lately? what new things are you learning that you want to dive deeper in? You want to research and learn more, and like, what are the topics that you recently just cannot get enough of? So, allowing yourself to tap into the energy of creativity and ask, what have I been wanting to create? Whether it's a song, a painting, a story, a project. Maybe you want to create a new relationship. You want to create a feeling. So, actually, I would like to ask you, how can you make more time for creativity? Where are you not allowing yourself to be creative? Where in your life are you feeling frustrated because you're doing things by the book, or you're doing things the way that other people are telling you to do, and it just doesn't feel fun, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel aligned? So another question could be, how can I make space for my own creativity? Whether it's carving out an hour in 1 week, within a week, to sit down and read a book, to sit down and draw, to sit down and write. How can you give yourself those creative opportunities as well? What are you being invited to that is giving you an invitation to create? Okay, so now that we have a little bit more, we're going to do some tarot and get some extra clarity to see what areas in our lives are we being asked to reflect upon this feeling of success and creativity. So I feel like those who are watching this reading, and I say we as well because I definitely relate to this message, is we are wanting to create something, and we want to feel successful in our creations. We want to create something that is beautiful, that we're proud of, that we feel good sharing with the world, that we feel confident in sharing. But maybe right now we don't feel like we have that opportunity. We don't feel that we're there yet. We still feel like we just don't feel like we're on the expert side of it, things in our creations. We still feel like the beginners, like the learners. So let's see, let's ask where specifically in our lives we're being asked to be these divine creators, to allow ourselves to call in the success. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's feeling like it's within our relationships, actually. We have the Knight of Cups, we have the Three of Swords, and we have the Lovers. And of course, these cards don't necessarily mean that it's about our relationships, but come on, we have roses, we have a broken heart, and we have the Lovers. Like, they're so, it's almost like we are working through some painful emotions when it comes to opening up ourselves, opening up our hearts to people in general, not just romantic partners, but also in these relationships that are creative, whether it's a friendship, a work friendship. It's like, how can we, the question here feels like it's, how can we open ourselves up to accept more acts of love that nurture the connections that are helping us create things, instead of nurturing the relationships that feel flat, instead of nurturing the relationships that feel like they bring us down. I feel like we are being asked to focus on the relationships that help us work through our triggers, that help us grow as a person, that help us have those learning triggers, right? Like, focus on your relationships that are giving you the triggers that you feel like you can grab onto and transmute, instead of the triggers that you feel like are too heavy and burdensome and you can't handle them. So it does feel like this big calling, yes, this big calling to evaluate right now what relationships feel soul and heart fulfilling and what relationships are just exhausting, they're draining me, and how can I set those boundaries? Excuse me. Yes. How can I speak my truth and set those boundaries to be able to take back the control of my energy and where I spend my energy, your energy. We have the Queen of Cups at the bottom. So definitely this is pushing us to tap into our intuition, to tap into our emotions, how we feel around certain people. Let's get some extra clarity on this Knight of Cups. So where in our life, where in our relationships, our emotions are we being asked to pay attention to? What does this have to do with the Knight of Cups? Some clarity, confirmation around the Knight of Cups, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Knight of Cups. Okay. So we have the Star and the World. So our relationships, taking the actions towards the relationships, again, that inspire us, the Star, that remind us of our soul connection to everything and everyone. Connect with those people that you might not know for a long time, but you feel so drawn to them, you feel so magnetized to them, and there's no logical explanation why, other than these people feel like they see me on the level that I want and need to be seen. We have the World, again, nurturing the relationships that make us feel whole, fulfilled. We have all been on this journey in our relationships, in how we show up in our relationships, that we've been able to see and integrate the lessons from our previous relationships, from our previous experiences, that are helping us get that clarity around what am I bringing to the table? What lessons have I been learning that I can now apply? And from this point, create the relationships that I want, the friendships that I want, the conversations that I want, the invitations that I get, the types of things I'm invited to. We can create those opportunities, but it's about integrating the lessons that we've learned from our journey, from our pains. So, summarizing, if you have not started your journal practice yet, I invite you to sit with what came up in the reading about how successful you're feeling in your relationships. Are you feeling like you're showing up in your relationships correctly, authentically? Do you feel like you could be showing up better? And just allow yourself to really feel it. Allow yourself to be honest. What relationships, what connections do you feel like you could be speaking a little bit more authentically? Or what relationships do you currently have? What friendships do you have where you feel like you might be giving too much and it's just too heavy? And allowing yourself to make the space to be honest with yourself and feel into, do I really want this? Do I want this right now? Do I really need this right now? Do I need to be dealing with this right now? So, and journaling is a great way to do that. Journaling is a great way to just have some quiet time, get your pen and your paper, and write down how you feel about a situation. Where is your frustration coming from? Who is it towards? What is it reminding you of? What is it triggering? And then after you finish your writing, taking a moment to read it and to really allow yourself to see how you're feeling and coming up with a plan. Let's say you wrote about a conversation that you recently had with someone that you're not happy with, or you wish you would have said XYZ, you wish you would have said this, or you want to apologize for this. Allowing yourself to view your situation from the zoomed out perspective and rewriting that story, whether it's writing a letter of apology to whoever the situation happened with, writing a letter to this person, maybe expressing what you didn't express. And once you finish writing a letter to them, if you really feel like there's more to say, or if you really feel like you need to say this to someone and it's not coming from a place of fear, and you really feel the authentic, genuine desire to share some words with this person that are coming from a place of understanding and centeredness and the clarity that this is what you need to say, then you can take those actions to do it. So I hope that is helpful to you. If you enjoyed this, feel free to give it a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next reading. Bye.